If I'm a coder, why should I ask users questions during the design process? Well, speaking to your user or potential user as you're working out the solution to an interactive piece will give you some valuable information that will help you improve the overall quality of your project. So if you're going to do that, do it right. Here are some tips. Use some non-interactive digital files or printouts before the project goes into production. So this, for example, is an iPad app for GAIN, an AIGA-sponsored design conference. I could print this out just as you see it, put it in front of my potential user on paper, and ask them some questions. I could also just export a JPEG or a PDF of it and show it to them on a tablet or on the screen of a laptop, let's say. And it's at that point that I can give them a task. So I could say, how, for example, might you access the map and culture guide? And they might look at it for a few seconds and they might say, well, I see that there are some elements that are in different colors, and I'm assuming that those are interactive. So I will tap the one that says map and culture guide. And that would affirm to me that my design is working, because that's exactly what I want. I want those different elements to be set apart from the other elements that are non-interactive. So let's say I say, what do you expect to happen if you tap on about this conference? And the user would probably say, I would get information about the conference, and that would be exactly correct. Again, another non-interactive printout or JPEG or PDF of the screen that comes up when the user taps that. Let's say you want to continue the process and say to the user, what if you wanted to get more information about GAIN? Now remember, this is non-interactive, so they're just looking at what you're showing them. They might take a look at it and say, well, I see that about AIGA is in a different color than the others. And I see that there is a symbol next to the others. And if I go to about GAIN, maybe I would tap that. Or because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that that entire bar is in color, maybe the whole bar is interactive. Now, there's no right or wrong answer really on the user's part. What it is going to do, though, is affirm in your mind that the solution is correct, or it's going to tell you that it's not working for the user in the way that you thought. And those are the types of feedback that you're going to integrate into the process. You may go back and you may do a different solution for this because the user might not describe the behavior that you're expecting from them. And as a designer, it's all about the user. It's not about the code, it's about the user. To start thinking like a designer. Now, when the user taps about GAIN, what's going to happen is it's going to bring up more information. So we've got three different screens basically going on here. The home one, the one that came up when you tapped about the conference, and then another one that came up once you got into that section of the app. And you might continue and say, how would you close that? How would you go back and forth? And give them more specific questions about the task that you want them to perform. What that is doing is it's leading them into giving you targeted feedback. And that's those specific questions that you want answered about your solution. By asking your users questions during the design process, you're going to get invaluable information that's going to allow you to deliver a much stronger result.